Didn't know if we were going to have another service before Pesach, so that's what your sermon is tonight. This is an interesting time for reflecting on our Jewish existence. Within just a little over a month, we will have observed Passover, Yom HaShoah, and Israel's 66th birthday. Passover is our oldest holiday. It commemorates our freedom from slavery in Egypt and the 40 years we spent in the desert as we made our way to the land of milk and honey that God had promised us. We think of Passover as a time of miracles. There was the burning bush when God appeared to Moses, the rod that changed into a serpent and back again, the Lord appearing as a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire to guide our people, the parting of the Red Sea, manna falling from the heavens. When we celebrate Passover, we are recognizing and reaffirming the covenant between God and the Jewish people. We are seeing ourselves as part of a history that spans almost 6,000 years. We love the continuity that goes with Passover. We are born, we live our lives, and we die, but through it all, Passover remains unchanged. We find comfort in that. We like knowing that we are a part of something much larger than ourselves. We pass our cherished Passover traditions on to our children in the hopes that they will keep the holiday as we did and teach it to their children. We will soon observe Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. Although it is the holiday closest in time to Passover, it couldn't be further from it in terms of mood and meaning. Yom HaShoah is as somber as Passover is happy. There is nothing we could say or do on Yom HaShoah or any other day that would be enough to pay proper homage to 6 million people who died for no reason except the hate of a madman with too much power. In spite of that, I think it is vitally important that we observe the day for the same reason that Passover is important. We want to make sure that we don't forget and that our children don't forget. 70 years ago, if you said Pearl Harbor to any American, you evoked anger, sadness, and a vow that we would never forget. Now, to my grandchildren, Pearl Harbor is a movie they made a few years ago, or someplace in Hawaii. They don't know what happened there because, unfortunately, we are forgetting. We have to make sure that doesn't happen with the Holocaust. Personally, I think it would be great if we could allow ourselves the luxury of forgetting it, but that would be a very foolish luxury. Anti-Semitism is alive and well in our world. It's only through remembrance and education that we can ensure that another Holocaust won't happen. Another way Yom HaShoah differs from Passover is the concept of God's involvement. During Passover, we perceive the presence of God every step of the way, leading us out of bondage and into freedom. But during the Holocaust, God seemed very far away. Never in our history were so many Jews wondering, where is God? How can this be allowed to happen? Where were the miracles of Passover when 6 million of us were tortured and burned? I wish I had the answers to that dark period in our history, but I don't. The best any of us can offer as a positive outcome of the Holocaust is the miracle of Israel. Perhaps it took 6 million of us dying to motivate a guilt-ridden world to give us Israel. We might have felt a lack of miracles during the dark days of the Holocaust, but we have certainly made up for it since then. Israel will be 66 this year. I'm going to be 66 this year too, and I feel pretty ancient. But a country that's only 66 is in its infancy. Could the accomplishments of the infant Israel be anything short of a miracle? Jewish immigrants arrived in Israel from all over the world, many of them Holocaust survivors whose lives and families had been torn apart, and they had no other home to go to. Many others were young people with nothing except dreams of a thriving Jewish homeland and the determination to turn a dry, dusty piece of desert into something very special. In just 66 years, the desert has become green, cities have been built, all children are educated, the arts are encouraged, health care is available, and the manufacturing and technological expertise of Israel is envied worldwide. All of this was done while a well-trained Israeli Defense Department fought and won numerous wars. Many of Israel's neighbors have cultures dating back thousands of years, and they haven't accomplished as much as Israel has in 66. When my nephews served in Iraq, they described conditions there that were hundreds of years behind Israel. My friend in Pakistan tells me of water systems that are only turned on and available to the citizens a few hours a day, and parking lots for camels exist on the outskirts of their cities. Why is Israel different from this? I think there are two reasons. The first is that we have not forgotten the Holocaust. Israel is our insurance policy. Jews all over the world will work hard to establish and support Israel because Israel will support us if there is ever again another Holocaust. No matter where our country of origin is or who our allegiance is to, a deep part of us claims Israel as our home because we know it is a place we can go if the rest of the world decides it doesn't want us. The second thing that I think makes Israel different is God's covenant with us. No matter how far away he might have seemed during the Holocaust, God claimed us as his chosen people and promised to protect and preserve us. He is keeping his covenant with us through Israel. He isn't going to wave a magic wand for us. That became obvious when he gave us the only place in the Middle East that has milk and honey and no oil. However, he's there with us in Israel, helping us to make it everything it can be and protecting us from the powers who would destroy it. Look at what we have done in just 66 short years and tell me that it is any less of a miracle than manna falling from the sky or the Red Sea parting. I don't think it is. In the meantime, let's all do whatever we can to help with the continued successful development of Israel. It's our chance to be part of a miracle.